I'm so like weird about doing my intros in German.
Yeah, no, me too. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I'll do it. I'm really gonna say hello, meine Lieben.
No, go ahead. No, that's cute. I mean, you're a girl. You do like, no, that's cute. That's like classic. I think that's what most girls do anyway. Like,
Well, that's what every German YouTuber does.
Which is classic. No, that's fine.
Hallo meine Lieben und willkommen auf meinem Kanal. Also heute wollte ich einfach der Intro hier in Deutsch machen, weil ich will wieder sprechen über Deutsch lernen und wie ich und wie meine liebe Freundin hier Theresia auch Deutsch gelernt hat. Und wir beide finden, dass wir fließend Deutsch sprechen. Beide bestimmt ein bisschen anders und so. Und
Ja,
wir wollten unsere Tipps für euch geben, wie wir Deutsch fließend gelernt haben. Und wir werden das auf Englisch machen, weil ich glaube trotzdem, dass die meisten Leute eher das in Englisch schauen wollen. Aber ich wollte trotzdem die Intro in Deutsch machen, so dass ihr jetzt kurz sehen könnt, dass wir auf jeden Fall
sprechen können.
Ja, dass wir auch Deutsch sprechen im Alltag.
Ja.
Und vielleicht könntest du dich vorstellen für meinen Kanal.
Ja, kann ich gerne. Also ich bin die Theresia oder einfach Terry. Ich bin 22. Ob das jetzt relevant ist, weiß ich nicht.
Doch.
Ich
Sie
bin
Single auch, oder?
Yeah. Ich bin also in Deutschland geboren. Meine Mutter kommt aus Trinidad und Tobago. Das ist in der Karibik, also ganz unten. Mein Papa ist halb Deutsch, halb Ami. Und ich habe Deutsch, ich war also 6 Jahre alt und die haben mich also quasi in die Grundschule einfach geschmissen und ich habe dann damals Deutsch gelernt, also 2,5 Jahre war ich auf der Grundschule. Dann waren wir kurz in England und dann wieder in der Karibik und dort war ich ja eben also bis ich 18 wurde. Und mit 18 kam ich dann wieder nach München und dann habe ich das war ja so ein Intensivkurs an der Uni, genau für 2 Monate und das hat auf jeden Fall geholfen, mein Deutsch ein bisschen aufzufrischen.
Genau.
Ja, und seitdem habe ich gearbeitet, ein Praktikum gemacht und jetzt studiere ich an der LMU, eigentlich auf Englisch, aber ja, also im Alltag, wie gesagt, sprechen wir dann eigentlich immer Deutsch.
Genau.
Ist ja klar.
Genau. Also,
Ja.
ich denke, das reicht jetzt auf Deutsch erstmal und wir geben euch jetzt sehr gute Tipps, wie ihr auch Deutsch lernen könnt. Schnell und gut.
Ich hoffe, das Video gefällt euch.
Yeah. We have one girl from Trinidad and Tobago and I'm from Finland and we didn't always speak German fluently and now we do. So here are our best 6 tips.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go first and I'm going to start with the most obvious one for me, which was basically what my whole last video about learning German fluently was about. So it's just speaking. Speak as much as you can. I cannot that is the number one thing in my opinion. For me, that was the thing that I did that made me learn German very quickly. I'll link my video down below if you haven't seen it before, where I talk more intensively about that and how I did it with my boyfriend Alex. So yes, of course, many people also say that it's because I had a German boyfriend that helped me. Of course it helped me because I was more around him. I was around with him 24/7 speaking German, but it also takes effort and determination to even speak a foreign language with your boyfriend. We spoke English first with my boyfriend and then we started to speak German together because we decided to do so. And since then I didn't speak any more English with him. So it takes determination to even do that if you have a German boyfriend and you're not German yourself. And if you don't have a boyfriend, then find German friends, go to live in a German family as an exchange student in Germany or in a German-speaking country, anything like that. Just bring yourself into situations where you force yourself to speak German and do not worry about being perfect. I think that's the thing that most people worry about, is that they have to be perfect, and just say something, and if they don't understand you, well, too bad, try again or then speak English, but at least try. Don't think about it too much. That's my absolute number 1 tip and how I learned German really quickly.
And I definitely think I agree 100%, and I think I'll kind of piggyback off of that one, which is really immersion. That's the biggest thing, and a lot of people obviously you might not live in a city or in a town or even in a country where you might meet Germans. But I definitely think you can connect with people, whether that's online or offline. You can there was a point where I was really interested in learning Brazilian Portuguese, even Italian, Spanish, whatever. And they have so many different things online where you can get a pen pal. I can't remember the exact website now, but I'm still friends with that guy on Facebook. We used to have like Skype calls. You don't have to use video, but you can write different sentences. They can correct you. You can speak. They can correct your pronunciation, and I think that really, really helps. So even if you're not in a space where you're around people who speak your target language, you can learn.
We live in the digital age.
Yeah.
You can find anything online.
Yeah, and as you said, like go in, if you happen to be in like a very multicultural international city, there are going to be bars or restaurants, and a lot of times the people are going to speak German, whether that's in New York or in London, I don't know, and you're going to have the opportunity to definitely at least practice. And I think people, even if you make mistakes, people are really excited that you're willing or interested in learning their language.
100%.
So from that perspective, you're just always going to have a friendly ear, at least from them, and they're going to give you tips, which can only help you. So don't be shy. I know I'm always afraid of making mistakes, but that's
I used to be.
top way that you learn. You'll never forget.
Exactly, No, I used to be so shy, but like these days, I really don't care when I make mistakes. Nobody even says anything to me anymore, which is not good, but at least no one says anything to me, so I don't feel too bad about it.
Don't worry.
My next tip is going to be read as much as you can. And I have a little personal story here of what I did. So I know I'm just the kind of person, when I decide to do something, I'm very determined to do it as quickly as I can, and that was the case with learning German. And I went a bit crazy, and I started to read like magazines like Spiegel, Spiegel, which is like political magazine, news magazine, and I read like also a really thick novel, which wasn't even a children's novel or anything. It was like, and I didn't understand anything. But I read like this one article in the Spiegel. I read it like 5 times until slowly I understood more and more and more about that article. Like the first time I read it, I had no idea what it was about, but I translated every word. I started to notice how the sentence structures are made. And like slowly I was like, hey, I think I get the gist of this article. And then the 10th time I read it, I was like, I know what this article is about. So it's like, it's a lot of repetition, a lot of determination. Again, like keyword on this video. and even if you don't understand it immediately, like don't get defeated or don't think that, oh, this is too hard for me. Yeah, maybe it is too hard for you in the beginning, but just keep trying. Also another tip, like reading as much as you can. I remember when my boyfriend Alex was learning Spanish, he read like children's books or like really small children's books. So if you want to start simple, start there, but read as much as you can so that you start to recognize with your head, with your eyes, the sentence structures, because then you're going to bring that into the way you speak and into the conversation as well.
That is a really, really good tip. I think jumping in directly even into doing like major magazines or articles like from the Spiegel is really good, because then you're forcing yourself to kind of adapt as quickly as possible in a sense, as opposed to kind of, I guess, starting off slowly with a children's book, which is great too, because I mean you have to start
somewhere.
Wherever, you're right, exactly. But I think that's an amazing tip.
Like I said, I'm a bit crazy, I know that. It probably didn't make any sense starting with the Spiegel, but like I said, that's just, I was determined and I said, I'm going to get this somehow, and I did. I mean, learning a language fluently, you're going to need time anyway. And it took me time, obviously, to read that article, first of all, at all, and then 5 times. You know, it's repetition and dedication and time.
True. That's a very good point again, Kia. And then I would definitely recommend doing a course. I mentioned this briefly before in like being in a classroom setting. Usually I would discourage people against like forcing yourself to do like classes, because I feel like when you're learning a language, especially as an adult, the best way to do it is, as I said, immersion. But really being in a classroom setting, it kind of takes you back to when you were a child, and like it kind of forces you like to go through the exercises to learn the grammatical structures. Like the structure of a language, the basic foundation, which you are really going to need, and then you can build off of that through your personal experiences and interactions. And you can do those, they have them online. They're literal teachers who do YouTube videos, who really go through the different...
Amazing. I didn't even know those existed.
I did.
Someone commented on my last video and I was like, great, thank you, because I didn't know that there were amazing German teachers on YouTube.
Or even when I was learning Italian in university as part of my minor, I was like, okay, I'm doing this in class, but I need a bit more, like some more help, pretty much. And they have really great teachers online who go through the different tenses with you, the structures, and you can pause it, you can go back and do it at your own pace in a sense. Or you can also do, they have different websites that cater to the basic, as I said, the conjugation or different grammar exercises that you can go through. And I think you can do that offline, online, wherever you feel comfortable, and going through that proper classroom setting truly helps when you're learning a language, especially one like German, I would say.
So definitely, like with that video where I say I didn't go through a course, I'm never saying that you shouldn't go through a course. Like, do it if you have the time, the money to, and if you want to, and if you feel like that helps you. I think I've taken French courses, Spanish courses, and they've all helped me a lot. And I did take an A1 course in German as well in the very beginning for 4 weeks. So definitely, I think even A1 is like necessary to even just learn the basics, and then you decide how you go on with that. But it definitely helps. And the thing is, what I need to put in here is that everybody learns differently.
Yes,
everybody
true.
learns in a different pace. Like I don't really understand why so many people are upset that I would go ahead and say that I learned fluent German in 2 months. Maybe I didn't. I don't know if it was that fluent then, but I still feel like I spoke rather well. And I just learned it that quickly. It surprised myself as well. I don't want to sound cocky, but that's just the way it is. And I always kind of compare it to my brother learning guitar. He learned guitar in 2 months so fast. And I took guitar lessons for 5 years, 2 times a week, never learned it.
That's crazy.
You know? It's
Yeah.
just, I think people learn in different paces and in different ways, and you have to accept that there's no like, oh, if I did it, then everyone is able to do it. No. I'm sure it's not that way.
And I think it definitely helps to kind of just to know yourself and know what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Some people truly cannot learn in a classroom setting. They just shut down.
Exactly.
And if you feel like you're a person who like you just want to start working in an Italian restaurant or in a German bar or something without knowing anything, but you somehow pick up from learning from other people, from hearing other people, then that works for you, then great. So you don't always have to, even these tips, like if you think like those don't really work for me, like just know yourself and you'll know exactly what will apply to you and what will kind of bring you to that fluency level the quickest maybe.
Exactly. Definitely. You have to just try different methods. Yeah, this one is another one. So because I have like speaking, reading, and then listening, obviously. So again, I say speak as much as you can, read as much as you can, and then obviously listen as much as you can. I think for the first year that I lived in Germany, I was the most quiet I have ever been in my life. We hung out a lot with German people, and I went with Alex, my boyfriend, and his friends, and they all spoke German with each other, and I didn't often join the conversations because while my German might have been fluent, obviously joining a conversation is still difficult. It was hard, but what it did to me was that I heard so much German, so many different dialects, and I just listened. So I never shut out, like obviously sometimes you do, but on the other hand, I always tried to listen what were people talking about so that I at least knew what was going on, what were people saying, and how they said it, and what was the sentence structure like. So I paid a lot of attention to that. And I also listened to a lot of radio accidentally because we drove the car quite a lot with Alex, so he always listened to, back then when we didn't even have a CD player in our car, so we had to listen to radio, and we listened to a lot of news and radio podcasts, radio podcasts, radio shows and stuff like that where they were speaking German, and first you don't understand anything, but the more you listen to it, the more you really pay attention to every single word. You're going to listen to them separately, and then you'll make a sentence out of them, and you'll be like, oh, I got it. So just keep listening to German as much as you can, and don't shut yourself out just because you can't understand. Try to understand, even if you can't join the conversation. I think that's like also something that really helped me.
My last point would, I kind of mentioned them briefly before, but really invest in like workbooks or invest in different programs. Again, you don't have to pay for a lot of programs nowadays. Everything is online. You can follow your favorite YouTubers or your favorite people on Instagram when they do their stories, and that really does help a lot to kind of get you into that daily routine of a person. But I definitely think like programs like Babbel or even Duolingo as a starter for sure. But Babbel I think really helped me with Italian and the level of vocabulary that I was exposed to through Babbel. Sometimes I'd speak to people and they're like with Italian and they're like, where did you learn that phrase? Because they're like, crap, that's a really native level. So I definitely think like workbooks, and you can do it on your own time if you prefer to write, or even have a book and you can go through and break down the sentence structure or something. I think investing in learning material is really, really invaluable. Sure, you can do a lot of things online or just on your own kind of, but I think those classic forms of media, of learning, really do still play a big role.
And challenge yourself. Like if you know how to
helps.
do something, that's fun, but like keep challenging yourself with new workbooks and difficult things where you might not know the answer straight away.
And keep like pushing yourself to that next level.
Yeah, you definitely need to push yourself. I think like that's what I did. I pushed myself, and I pushed myself too hard sometimes. That's just who I am, sort of.
I think that's kind of like that.
But you grow from that so much.
And don't just kind of be satisfied with where you
No.
think you are. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, don't like kill yourself trying to learn, you know, whatever. But at the end of the day, I think really if you just continue pushing yourself and you don't plateau out,
Yeah.
will really help too.
Yeah.
Just to keep learning every day. I mean, even in English, I'm still learning different things every
Yeah.
day.
Sure.
You know?
I'm not a native English speaker either, so
Could have fooled me.
yeah, no.
So
Yeah. So I think those were our
I think
tips,
those are
right?
tips,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I really hope that they could help any of you guys out if you are trying to learn German. I'm sure you're going to learn German. I know you're going to learn German if you just keep determined and
can do
focus.
it.
Yes, you can do it. Anybody can do it. Please do not compare yourself to anybody else except yourself and your learning process, because learning with everybody is going to be different in different areas. Some people know math really well and some people are not really good at that. That's like classic example
Yeah.
of how people just learn differently,
Correct.
also depending on interest level, of course. But you know,
Yeah.
you can do it. So don't compare yourself too much to anybody and find your way, find the best tips from our tips that work best for you. I'm sure there are many other tips out there as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you, Terry.
You're most welcome,
for
Kia.
joining
Thanks
us.
for
I'm so
having
happy-
me.
Yeah, I'm so happy you brought your tips in here as well. And before I end the video, we're filming outside because it's like literally the last day of summer in Munich. And so if there is background noise, buses, etc., that would be
Apologies.
why. Yes, but I'm sure it was great anyway.
hope so, yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up and go check out Theresia's channel. Her videos are amazing,
Bless
such
you.
good quality and
Bless you.
amazing content about Germany. So like her channel is the way to go if you're like into Germany and German content or whatever. Go there.
Bless you, thank you.
Links are down below. Subscribe to my channel as
Yes.
well. And yeah, I'm super excited to see you in my next video. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.